Hey there, you guys. I am so sorry for leaving you, but I'm going to kind of run through this. So if you're at home, you're watching this, please follow along. If you're at school, hopefully the sub is playing this video and pausing as needed. So before we begin, reminders and announcements. Remember that you are expected to submit or turn in your photos of the notes and the models, right? All of that in the Google Classroom on the day that it was assigned as homework. I have not started grading those yet. To be honest, I'm not feeling really well, so I will get to those, but give me a little bit of time. And I do always want you to attempt the practice problems or at least write down the problems so that when you do show up to class, you have a start on that. So that is your homework, is to make sure that you have the notes, the models, and attempt the practice problem. Those notes and models need to be submitted as a photo on the day that they are assigned. As far as this week goes, no school on Friday. There's no assignment, no tutor time. Thursday, I will give you guys homework to post the notes and the model pictures for Tuesday's lesson. And then next week, no school on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday is Group A in school. Thursday and Friday is Group B in school. So please keep that in mind for transportation issues about getting to and from school. Here's the first place I would like you to pause. The models, the second model in the video is incorrectly recorded. So please fix that now, as the square root of 4/25 is just a plus or minus 2/5. In the video, it actually shows it's the square root of 2/5, and it is not. So just plus or minus 2/5. If we were to type that, it would be SQRT and then in parentheses 4/25 end parentheses. Remember, we talked about the other day that the way to tell you what is in that square root symbol, what belongs under the radical symbol, is by putting it in parentheses. It is a grouping symbol. So take a look at these typing hints. Square roots, square root of 18 is square root parentheses 18 end parentheses. 3 square root of 5 would be 3, and then the shorthand, the abbreviation square root, 5 in parentheses. Higher roots, which is what this one is all about, is the cubed root of 20. There's not some cool little short version of that, so you write cubed root, notice the 20s in the parentheses. The fifth root of 100, fifth root, hundreds in parentheses. And 3 times the fourth root of 5 would be 3, and then you need to show multiplication. Please do not use x's in algebra. Those are now variables. You can use the asterisk and then write fourth root, 5 goes in parentheses. This lesson is also going to remind us how to use exponents of fractions. So you're also more than welcome to do that if you'll recognize those. So like the 3 square root of 20 is 20 to the 1/3, which is 20 to the, and then the 1/3 needs to go in parentheses. So it is not 20 to the first, all divided by 3. So let me tell you what that just was. So if I said 20 to the first divided by 3, that would be 20 to the first divided by 3, which is not at all the same. So please be careful of that, okay? The second example is that fifth root of 100 there. So we would write it as 100 to the 1/5, and then it would be 100 to the 1/5. Make sure that 1/5 is the exponent altogether as shown by the parentheses. So the sub is now going to pause and let you guys take your notes quiz in Google Classroom. Please use your own notes and use them. And then make sure that you view your accuracy when finished. I don't know who my sub is yet, so they may be able to answer questions. They may not, but you can certainly email me if you have questions about anything in that notes quiz. So please hit pause now and take that notes quiz. When everybody has finished, you can continue. All right. Lesson 46 should look something like this. You should have all of the notes, and then there are 11 models that you would have been copying down. So please keep in mind that this is what your notes should look like. Is this what they look like? All right, lesson tips and tricks. Superscripts are really, really important. Let me grab a skinny red. Okay, 3 times the square root of 15 is not the same as the cube root of 15. Okay, even if you write that 3 in the little check mark area, it needs to be a superscript. Okay, so these are probably the same, but that is not the cubed root of 15 at the end. Okay, 12 to the 1/3 power is not the same as 12 space 1/3 or 12 space 1/3. Those are both 12 and 1/3, like as in a rational fraction. Okay, we have to say 12 and then use the caret and put 1/3 into the parentheses. Remember that that is not the same as 12 to the 1/3. That is equal to 12 to the 1st over 3. Okay, 12 to the 1/3 is the cubed root of 12. That is a superscript. Okay, so this, oops, let's do it in green. Green is good. This is a cubed root of 12. Knowing what an index is very important. Here is the index. It's what tells you whether it's a square root. If there's no index, it's a square root, a cubed root, a 4th root, a 50th root, a 3,000th root, whatever it's going to be. But it is superscripted, and it's written right out front above that check mark of the radical symbol. Underneath the radical symbol is the radicand. Any coefficients out front get multiplied by whatever that radicand equals, and your answer, your solution to a radical problem or a radicand is a root. And then last thing, fractions under a root can be split. So if I have the square root of 4/9, I can do it as the square root of 4 over the square root of 9, which then is very easy to see what those are. All right, so here is another place that the sub is going to need to pause as needed. So first of all, even roots can't have negative radicands. So the first thing that we're going to look at is, where are my even roots? Well, there's a square root, there's a 4th root, and there's another 4th root. I can't have negative numbers underneath the radical symbol. That negative 64 makes it imaginary. Negative 16 makes it imaginary. Negative 625 makes it imaginary. So those three are immediate, imaginary, and you're done with those. Odd roots can have a positive or negative radicand, and the solution will always match the sign. These are coming straight out of your notes. So what I see here is I do have a few of those. Okay, so here I have an odd root, I have an odd root, and I have an odd root. My denominator is an odd number. Oh, and there's one more, an odd root again. Okay. So all of those answers, because it is an odd root of a negative, it's going to end up being a negative root. It's an odd index with a negative radicand gives you a negative root. Okay, notice the F. That is a odd index with a positive radicand gives you a positive root. And 125 to the 1/3 is the cubed root of 125. That is an odd index with a positive radicand gives you a positive root. And I guess the last thing that I should have written in here is that no index equals squares, square root. And I'm going to make that in, let's make that in blue. Okay. And I'm just going to scoot all this up really quick. So we have a few of those. We have a square root and a square root and a square root and a square root and a square, oh, that's a 4th root, and that's a 4th root. Okay, so that one's not a square root. And then the last one is the volume. Okay, volume is always cubic feet. That is something times something times something equals cubic feet. Those are cubed. Okay, so please pause now and work out these problems, or ask whichever ones you need to know about. Unpause when you are ready to see the answers. All right, here's the first set of answers. You can kind of go over those, pause, and then hit play when you're ready to see the rest. Okay, here are the remaining answers. Oh, can't quite see that bottom one, so hit pause, take a look at all of these. Hit play when you're ready to see the rest. Sorry, I made these so big. And there is the last ones. Please hit pause, hit play when you're ready to go on to the classwork. All right, for a classwork today, I want you to try these 10 on a sheet of paper, show the work. So if you would please hit pause while the class does this. In the last about 5 minutes of class, please show the solutions. All right, if you haven't hit pause, please do that now. These are the solutions, last 5 minutes of class. Here they are. So take a minute, take a look at these, see what you got right, see what you didn't get right, and what happened. So, sorry, I miscolor coded some of these. That one should have been in black. And that one should have been in black. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, you can always email me. Tonight, homework. Watch or rewatch the video 38 Factoring to Reduce Rational Expressions. If you have notes already, you can watch it at an increased speed, but I do want you to rewatch it. Check your notes, make sure you have all of the models. Submit the photo of the notes and the models under Google Classroom today, and tomorrow we will have the notes quiz. All right, have a good day. Sorry I'm not with you.